Do Kwon has been the centre of an abundance of hatred in the crypto space for quite a few months now. Since the collapse of Luna Terra, Do Kwon, the founder of Terra Luna, has had a warrant for his arrest and has recently had his passport invalidated. Throughout the course of the last few months, the Korean officials have published multiple updates about Do Kwon, many of which Kwon has opposed on Twitter. So, let's go back to the start and unravel the truth. Initially, Do Kwon set out to create a stablecoin-powered payment platform. I won't bore you with the details, we all know how that went. USD depegged from the dollar back in May 2022, in what's considered the largest crypto crash ever, with an estimated $60 billion wipeout. This had a crippling effect on the entire cryptocurrency industry.
Crypto obviously right now getting crushed.
Investors getting jolted by volatility rippling through the crypto world.
Tonight, a massive sell-off of cryptocurrency.
And this story is what happened next. Following the crash, the infamous hacktivist group Anonymous has warned Terra's Do Kwon that they'll bring him to justice.
Greetings, citizens of the world. This is a message from Anonymous for Do Kwon. The past several months have been bad for crypto and the economy as a whole. We were likely going to experience some pain in the crypto industry because of the macro environment regardless of what was happening internally. We were also due for another bear market this year, but the actions of Do Kwon, the founder of the Terra Luna ecosystem, is single-handedly responsible for scamming billions of dollars away from retail investors. Do Kwon made a name for himself with his arrogant tactics, trolling competitors, critics, and acting like he would never fail. In fact, he said that he found it entertaining to watch other projects fail.
I wonder how many of these companies you think are entering the space just because it's hot and there's a lot of funding versus the ones that will still be here, you know, like 2 to 5 years later.
Oh, 95% are going to die.
Yeah.
95% are going to die. Yeah. Yeah, there's also entertainment in watching companies die too.
There's entertainment. Oh man, that's so evil. At least you get to learn from it, right?
On one occasion he called a journalist poor for asking him difficult questions. However, he was quickly knocked down by the markets. The louder they are, the harder they tend to fall. News has now come to light that he was cashing out over $80 million each month as Luna was successful. Do Kwon denied these accusations in a roundabout way, but not exactly. In a recent Twitter post, Do Kwon denied cashing out $2.7 billion, but that doesn't account for the $80 million each month that he was apparently taking. He claims that he lost most of his money along with everyone else in the market, and that he was also all in on Luna. The information that he was taking millions from the protocol each month comes from testimony of Terra Labs employees during interviews with the SEC. As a result, Do Kwon is being investigated for money laundering, in addition to the other accusations against him of malice and fraud. Sometimes people just make mistakes, and sometimes businesses fail, but there is significant evidence that Do Kwon had bad intentions from the start.
It's a cycle of life. You begin from nothing and go back to nothing. And that's exactly where I want to be. So I think Terra is going to be the decentralized money standard across the entire blockchain, across all the blockchains. And I'm excited for Terraform Labs to contribute a significant portion of that early vision, but eventually to go back to nothing.
Before launching Terra Luna, Do Kwon worked for another failed stablecoin called Basis Cash. That project failed due to regulatory concerns and investors lost money, but he was never held accountable because he was working under the anonymous name Rick Sanchez, taken from the popular cartoon Rick and Morty. It is obvious to us that Do Kwon has plenty of secrets and he has been very sloppy in his execution. Multiple governments are conducting their own investigations into the scammer, but so are we. Anonymous is looking into Do Kwon's entire history since he entered the crypto space, to see what we can learn and bring to light. There is no doubt that there are many more crimes to be discovered in your trail of destruction. Do Kwon, if you are listening. Sadly, there is nothing that can be done to reverse the damage that you have done. At this point, the only thing that we can do is hold you accountable and make sure that you are brought to justice as soon as possible. We are Anonymous. We are Legion. Expect us.
And then, in August, Do Kwon broke his silence and did an interview with Coinage Media.
Like, even if you found somebody that is shorted, like Luna and UST, or like accumulated UST with the purpose of depegging it, I don't think that's legal. How I deal with stress is that I only care about things that matter and I can do something about. So this seems to be squarely in the realm of something that would give me personal emotional closure, but that would be a selfish thing to do because even if I knew, there's nothing that can be done.
This is where the South Korean authorities stepped in. They issued an arrest warrant for Do Kwon, of which he replied, "I'm not on the run or anything similar. For any government agency that has shown interest to communicate, we are in full cooperation and we don't have anything to hide. We're in the process of defending ourselves in multiple jurisdictions. We have held ourselves to an extremely high bar of integrity and look forward to clarifying the truth over the next few months." He even joked about it here. "To be honest, haven't gone running in a while, need to cut some calories." Then, Interpol issued a red notice for him, declaring him an international fugitive, to which he replied, "Yeah, as I said, I'm making zero effort to hide. I go on walks and malls. No way none of crypto Twitter hasn't run into me in the past couple of weeks." He later got accused of trying to cash out $67 million worth of Bitcoin the day after the arrest warrant was issued. According to the crypto analytics group CryptoQuant, KuCoin received a total of 1,354 Bitcoin, which was frozen immediately after the transfer, while OKX had reportedly ignored authorities' requests, so 1,959,000 Bitcoin couldn't be frozen and could have been moved to other platforms. Do Kwon's response to this was, "What has been probably the most surprising in all of this is the amount of misinformation that gets spread. There is no cash out as alleged. I haven't used KuCoin or OKX in at least the last year, and no funds of Terra Foundation or Luna Foundation Guard or any other entities have been frozen." He also said, "I don't get the motivation behind spreading this falsehood, muscle flexing, but to what end? Once again, I don't use KuCoin and OKX. I have no time to trade, no funds have been frozen. I don't know whose funds they've frozen, but good for them. Hope they use it for good." And in today's news, Do Kwon's accomplice has been arrested by South Korean authorities. According to news reports, the South Korean authorities have arrested Terra Luna's head of general affairs, who is considered a pivotal aide to Do Kwon, and is charged with violating the Capital Markets Act, fraud, breach of duty, market manipulation, and others.